Alyssa McLeod. I read my story called Size 6, The Western Women's Harem by Fatima Mernissi. She is a feminist writer and also a sociologist who did her undergrad in Paris, but did her rest of her schooling in the United States. She starts her story off by telling a sort of traumatic experience she had in America when she started buying clothes here. She's originally from Morocco, so in Moroccan culture, you usually create your own clothes. You get it tailored to how you fit, so you really never really know what your true size is. So when she went to the store, she went to go buy a skirt, and she's a bigger woman apparently, and the woman at the store told her that there was no size that would be able to fit her, and being her first time in the United States, she was sort of flustered at the fact that that could be true. The lady told her that if they sold size 14s or 16s, which she apparently would be, they would actually go bankrupt as a store, which is sort of weird to say since 68.8% of the United States is considered obese. All of a sudden she starts to compare the department stores and the clothing stores in the United States as a sort of barrier for women against men. And she compares it even to the fact that Muslim women who have to wear veils are comparison to the women who have to go and be size 6s in the United States. She begins to realize that in the West, women are sort of judged against time, that the younger you are, the more attractive you are, and the older you are, you sort of lose appeal, when in the East you have a barrier against space. She actually goes as far to say that she wants to thank Olive for sparing her the tyranny of not being involved in the size 6 harem that the United States faces. She wonders why women belittle themselves spontaneously, and her main point of the paper she writes is that framing youth as beauty and condemning maturity is the weapon against women in the West, which I personally never really thought of. Once I started reading the excerpt, I kind of realized that going shopping, I'm sure many of you have also had the same experience where you go to a store, you find something you like, but it doesn't come in your size. I mean, personally, I haven't bought pants in a store since I was 12 because I'm 6 feet tall. Some important definitions that she uses is a harem. She compares the size 6 that America goes by as a harem, which is actually a part of a Muslim household which reserves wives and female servants, so it's sort of like a separation between men and women. And she also talks about foot binding, which she compares the size 6 also, which is a custom in Asia for applying painfully tight bindings to the feet of young girls to prevent further growth. Who she blames this problem on is the men that control the runway industry. Men such as, most of you will know, Calvin Klein, Ralph Lauren, Versace, Armani. These men kind of control the fashion world. They're the ones that create this fashion, and it's sort of, especially for models nowadays, if you don't fit into it, then you don't have a job. Many people as my age would know, like stories such as American Eagle has recently come out with a brand of clothing that only comes in one size, and it's supposed to fit all. But if you really look into it, there's also stories like Brandy Melville, who are also one size. Some examples of what these clothing look like on the different types of bodies in America compared to this, which some girls can't even zip it up. Dresses like these, who most people could wear it as a shirt. And shirts like these, which to some may be baggy, but others aren't even worn. She explains that the size 6 is more of a violent restriction imposed on women than the Muslim veil, which, as a woman in the United States, I never really thought of that having to fit into certain clothing sizes is as restricting as a Muslim woman who has to wear a veil, or even like a Chinese woman who has foot bindings, such as this. And I definitely got a lot from the essay that she wrote.